Good morning, students. This is second chapter of our economics, that is people as resource. Students, after completing our first chapter, that is the story of village Palampur, in which we show how the factors of production, that is land, labor, capital, and entrepreneur, produce something. It may be a very small thing like a pin to a large product. Without the combination of these four factors of production, nothing can be produced. And then after, in second chapter, that is people as resource. Our chapter is people as resource. How resource is related to people. Actually, students, resources are those things which provides certain usefulness to human beings. Anything in the universe, if it has importance for the people, for the human beings, it can be termed as resource. Then, as we know that humans, with their skill, with their knowledge, help other people for satisfying their wants. Then, the chapter people as resource. In this chapter, we have to study about population magnitude, density of population, impact of interstate variation in population, then composition of human resource, in which sex composition, age structure, literacy level are included. Then after, high population, which is a asset or liability to the nation, we have to discuss also. Then India's relative position, how people can become assets, we have to discuss all these things in this chapter. Then after, economic activities by men and women, like economic activities, non-economic activities. Then after, primary, secondary, tertiary economic activities, we have to discuss these things. Despite this, we have to also study about the work participation rate for women, like unpaid work, care sector, quality of population. Then after, what is human resource, how to develop human resource, role of education in human resource development, present status of women, like health profile. Then after, India, sex ratio, housing, unemployment, then types of unemployment, magnitude of unemployment, and after, economic, social, and political problems of unemployment. These things or these topics we have to study in the chapter people as resource. Before starting the chapter, let me tell you some of the terminology that you face while reading in this chapter, like the density of population. That was the first topic of this lesson, density. Actually, density of population refers to number of person or number of people living in per square kilometer of a region. In simple word, number of person per square kilometer of a particular region is known as density of population. Then you say about sex composition. Students, sex generally refers to male or female. So, sex composition means the number of male or female of a country, of a region. Then age structure. Age structure refers to different age groups like teenage, adult, then after, child, or that we call infant. These are called age structure. Literacy level simply refers to the How many persons are able to read and write are called literacy level. Asset. Assets are something that is valuable for human beings. Anything which is most valuable for human beings are known as assets. Its opposite is liability. Liability simply refers to thing or a person whose presence or behavior is likely to put one at a disadvantage. Or in simple word, we can say that anything which is useless for human beings are known as liability. Then after unemployment, it is a condition or a situation in which people are willing to work but they are not able or they are not get any type of job. It's called unemployment. Or we can say that a condition or a situation in which people are not doing anything are called unemployment. Then after illiteracy, it is the opposite of literacy. It means illiteracy is a condition or a situation in which people are not able to read or write in any language is called illiteracy. Hope you understood some of the terms of this chapter that you face when you're going through the lesson. After that, our first point of discussion of this chapter, people as resource, is population magnitude. As you know that population is the number of live people of a country or of a region, or magnitude refers to the extent of something or size. It means how much people are living in a particular region or a nation are called population magnitude. Or we can say that what was the size of population. It may be moderate, it may be large, it may be a small, according to climatic condition, according to physiographic division of a region, population inhabited. Actually, you know that according to 2011 census, India's population is 1.21 billion, and India and China contribute 35% of the world population, and alone India contributes 17.5% of the world. This is very much high. Or today, these 4 points can also be illustrated. As you know that our country's population is projected to have risen to around 1.21 billion as against 361 million in 1951. It means in 1951, after independence, our population is just 361 million. But in this 70 years, our population has risen to 1.21 billion. The population we have added over these years is equivalent to half that of China. We constitute 17.5% of the world population, and the size and demographic structure have very vital implication for food security, nutrition, health, education, unemployment, dependency ratio, migration, human development, and quality of life, along with economic growth and distributive justice. It means if the size of the population or the population magnitude is very much high, then the government have to do large labor in the field of health sector, in the field of education or unemployment. After this, our second topic of this lesson is density of population. Students, a few minutes earlier, I defined density of population. That is the number of people living in a unit area of the surface area is called population density. It may be also defined like this, or in simple word you can say that the number of people living in per square kilometer of a region is known as density of population or population density. As you know that as per 2011 census, India has 17.5% of the total world population, which makes it the most crowded country in the world. No doubt, we come second in terms of population, but China is better placed in this regard because its density of population is 133% per square kilometer, while it is 382% per square kilometer in India. Then you must have question why China has the most or the largest number of people in the world. We come second. Then why China has better in regard of India? Simply, density compares population with the region. It means if the region is very much high, but the people is low, then the density becomes also low. Like this, if you compare the region of India and China, then China is far bigger than India. That's why the density of population is only 133% per square kilometer, while India has 382% per square kilometer. Sorry. The world average density is 45% per square kilometer, and Asian average is 116% per square kilometer of area. Students, you know that India is one of the most densely populated countries of the world. Within the country, the density varies from region to region, which can be illustrated with the help of maps, as you see in this book here, that is above 1001 Delhi, then after 401 to 1000 as the horizontal line indicates, like Punjab, Haryana, UP, Bihar, then after Kerala, Karnataka. These are the states which have population density above or above 400 and in below 1000. Then after in between 101 to 400% per square meter, the region like Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Rajasthan, Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Goa. Then after this one is Andhra Pradesh. Then after Telangana. Here is Jharkhand. Then after Chhattisgarh, West Bengal, then Odisha, then after Assam, Meghalaya, then Manipur, Nagaland. These are the states which have population density in between 101 to 400. And in between 0 to 1, as you see, the states like, this was according to 2001 census. Then the states earlier like Jammu and Kashmir, then Arunachal Pradesh. Then after, this is Mizoram, have least population density. Now, as I have noted here, within the country, the density varies from region to region, and this density of population shows concentration of population in a particular area. Now, according to 2011 census, Bihar is at the top of population density. Then after followed West Bengal, then Kerala, Uttar Pradesh, Haryana, Punjab, Jharkhand, Goa, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, then Meghalaya, Jammu and Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh, Nagaland, Tamil Nadu, Assam, Maharashtra, Tripura, Gujarat, Odisha, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Uttarakhand, Chhattisgarh, Manipur, Sikkim, Mizoram and Arunachal Pradesh. These are from top 2 list states which have higher concentration of population towards the lower concentration of population. And according to the Union Territory or according to 2011 census, our Union Territory can also be classified like the states, in which Delhi is at the top of density of population, followed by Chandigarh, Puducherry, Daman and Diu, Lakshadweep, Dadra and Nagar Haveli, and Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Students, density of population can also be categorized according to regions. Like Eastern region has the highest density of population, which is 625 person per square kilometer, followed by Central, that is 417 person per square kilometer, Southern, that is 397 person per square kilometer, then Western 344 square person per square kilometer. Then after Northern, that is 267 person per square kilometer, and Northeast, which is only 176 person per square kilometer. From this, we can say that Eastern region has the highest density, that is 625 person per square kilometer, and Northeast has the lowest density, that is 176 person per square kilometer. Or we can say that states or union territories which is included in the Eastern region, which is at the top of the density of population, are Bihar, then after Sikkim, West Bengal, Jharkhand, Odisha and Andaman and Nicobar Islands. And the states or union territories in Northeast region, which is the least density of population, included our 7 sisters of our country, that is the Northeast, which is also called 7 sister, in which all the 7 states are included, like Arunachal, Nagaland, Manipur, Mizoram, Tripura, Meghalaya and Assam. These are about the density of population. After completing this density of population, our second topic is impact of interstate variation on population. I think this topic should not be going in detail, because whatever the variation on population or in different region we have seen through the above points. Actually, as per 2011 census, the population of India is projected around 1.21 billion, and according to 2001 census indicated several interstate variation among various states, or population trends are concerned, such as size of population and estimates of population growth. Actually, population estimates are also different for many of the states. As we see in the above discussion, population will continue to grow at higher rates in Bihar, MP, that is Madhya Pradesh, Odisha, Uttar Pradesh and Rajasthan. Population of Andhra Pradesh, Kerala, Karnataka, Punjab, Haryana, Tamil Nadu will increase at lower rates. These are good thing that it will increase, but the rate of increase is at lower level. These differences will have major impact on the health, education, employment and interstate migration. Then second topic of this lesson is composition of human resource. This is very much important topic of this lesson. We will discuss our fourth topic, that is composition of human resource, in our next video. Hope you understood all the above points. There are certain things which you do not get in your books, so write it down and learn properly. Still have any confusion, then consult with me. Thank you very much. Even you also consult from my WhatsApp number, which is I have written here 8969403222. If you have any confusion, then consult through this number. I will try to solve your problems. Thank you very much.